Hi, this is Gail St. John, and this is Missing Persons on Psychic Network TV. And joining me is Brian Ladd tonight, and guest Susan. Hi, guys.
Hi, Gail.
We're going to be talking about the Lauren Dickens case tonight. That's the missing 10-month-old from Memphis, Tennessee. And Susan, I know you have the information on this case, so I'm going to go ahead and let you read what you do have.
Okay, Lauren went missing on September 7th. She's 10 months old. She was wearing brown onesies with a pink flower with pink sky. Her mother did not report her missing for 8 days. She went missing from Riley apartment. The mom supposedly gave the baby to a white female aged between 40 and 50, shoulder-length gray hair, wore glasses, had white shirt and khaki pants on. The bio father is in jail for unrelated charges. She contacted the dad in jail saying she couldn't care for the child anymore. There's no record of any phone calls to the jail to the father. Mom had all the phone calls from the jail blocked, if she could not receive them. Ellie has been to the apartment. Search warrant was served. The Gabber dogs also hit on something inside the apartment.
Now let me interrupt you real quick. When you say apartment, which apartment? Because there seemed to be some confusion as to she was moving, or said there was one address and she was moving to another address. So I think it's left people confused. What apartment are we talking about?
Riley apartment.
Okay, is that the one that's at Hickory Bluff?
Yeah.
Okay. Reason why I asked, now I'm going to put this map up here, and it's going to cover everybody, but I want everyone to kind of see. There is the 2700 block of Hickory Bluff, where she originally was supposed to be living, what, with her mother?
No, she had moved out of her mother's house.
Okay, but because they're saying in the article, the 2700 block of West Hickory Bluff was where she had been living with the mother, and she moved to Yale, 4992 Yale. This is Raleigh Apartments in Memphis as well. And you can see the pinpoints on the map. It's really not that far away. They're traveling these roads. You can see it's not that big a distance. So she was supposedly moving kind of in the middle of it. So okay, go ahead, Susan. I just want to show where this was on the map. One location to the other. Okay,
when they searched the apartment, they served a search warrant, and they took several items out of the apartment for DNA testing. Now, the paternal grandmother is not cooperating with law enforcement. Her home and car has been searched. The mother has been arrested on charges of aggravated child neglect and endangerment.
Okay, now doesn't that carry quite a swift penalty in Tennessee?
Yeah. I think that they said that she could serve up to 15 years.
For what?
For aggravated child neglect and endangerment.
Okay, so like is that higher than what somebody would get in another state? I mean,
I think it is.
Okay, good. Okay.
We got a lot of echo going in there, Brian. The thing I was trying to figure out now, if the family's not cooperating, is it just because they're not necessarily that they're not cooperating, or that they're just wanting to keep quiet and they themselves don't know what's going on?
That hasn't come out. Law enforcement just said the family's not cooperating.
Wow, okay, that is not a good thing. Now, she has a court date coming up. She did have a hearing, the first hearing. Do we know anything about that first hearing? And there was her in court. You know, I'm just looking at the face. I'm seeing someone that doesn't look like they really understand what's going on, in the sense of saying the consequences of their actions. I mean, just looking at the face, she's just like, well, ho-hum. I gotta say, this doesn't feel like any much different than in a sense, than the Anthony case, and the way she looks, and she's, you know, just doesn't seem to. I could be wrong, but doesn't seem to show much emotion there. Okay, Susan.
Well, her story has changed several times.
Okay, so basically then saying she is being caught up in some of her own kind of mess and web here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, you know, that's, for me, it makes me wonder. I don't, you know, it's like anyone, I look at a person's face and you see the blank kind of coldness in people's faces at times, and I don't know, I just don't see a whole lot of understanding here of what's going on. Now, I was looking at an article, and the police are looking for, basically, DNA evidence, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And the reason why I'm asking this is because I couldn't believe when I read this. Now, I'm going to put this right up there if everyone can see this. I don't know if everyone can make that out, okay, but this is saying search warrants make it clear that this is a typo here, working theory that make it clear that the working theory for the Memphis police is that the infant is dead. Outlining the evidence police targeted in searches of 2 homes, investigators wrote in warrants that they were seeking human remains of Lauren Dickens and trace DNA and biological evidence. Now that's written right into the warrant. So, I feel like police have a good handle on this, obviously. Knowing some basics, they're already assuming that she is dead. So, I'll let you continue, Susan. I just wanted to make people aware that haven't read these articles that is there. The police have put that right out.
Okay, both of the parents are very young. They're both 19. Law enforcement basically has said that they can charge her with murder, and her bond is set at $2 million.
Wow. Now, I was looking up some things in Tennessee, and they have prosecuted, so legal precedent has been set. They have prosecuted without a body before in Tennessee. So, we very well could see this turn out to be a murder case. Very, very well. I really think that this is, the idea, even if they don't find Lauren Dickens, this is extreme possibility working out this way. So, does the father of the baby know?
He's in jail.
Yeah, but is he aware of what's going on?
He has no knowledge where that child's at.
But is he aware of that she's missing, though? I mean, has he been kept?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Law enforcement has questioned him.
And what about his, parents? Or do we know anything about them?
No.
So we don't know if they're involved in any way as far as knowing what's going on.
No.
Okay.
Hey, Susan, where does the grandmother live?
Couldn't find an address on her.
Okay.
Okay. Now, is that as much as we know, Susan?
Yeah, that's all that's come out.
Well,
I checked every day for a news article on her, and there's been absolutely nothing.
that's odd because when the whole thing was going on with Kaylee Anthony, was daily, several times a day.
Right. It still is.
Yeah, and this isn't getting the same coverage, but yet we have a 10-month-old child missing.
Absolutely.
Odd. I will leave it rest there. People can draw their own conclusions as to why you don't hear so much on this case and you did the Anthony case.
Yeah, that's nothing new. That's definitely a pattern. I mean, Dave Johnson was just about the same age.
Mm-hmm.
In the situation, it's just about, endangered missing. Mom's in jail.
Right.
Same scenario. Well, not the same scenario, but I'm saying the same sort of case. And just looking at it, I just did a Google news search, and I couldn't find anything. Now Susan said she found a couple articles, but no coverage.
Isn't that odd? I mean, seriously,
Yeah, I think it has
isn't
a lot
that
to do with
odd?
race. I hate to say it, but I mean, I think it's a racial thing.
Yeah.
I can't figure out the reason why.
I can't either, to be honest with you. I was involved in the Anthony case, and I know it was like a circus. Every day there was more, and every day there still is more, and here we are. This little baby, 10 months old, is missing.
Yeah. The funny thing, Aji's missing too.
Well, Aji's black.
And they spent all.
Am I saying the news crews are prejudiced, or whoever's not putting this out there?
I don't think that's it.
Who is it?
I think that the people high up are prejudiced, and they think they know what people want to see. They're up in the middle of what gets there.
So we all want to see blonde-haired, blue-eyed little girls?
I don't think everybody's racist. No, I don't think that.
I mean, I'm not understanding why this case isn't getting the kind of coverage. Okay, let's say per se she isn't dead, like the police are saying. What if she was kidnapped or whatever's going on here? The more we would put it out there, the more there would be maybe a chance that the child would be found.
Was there an Amber Alert issued? Probably not, huh?
No Amber Alert, because the mom didn't report her missing for 8 days.
Yeah.
And Kaylee Anthony was 30.
Yeah.
Was there an Amber Alert put out on Kaylee Anthony?
No.
Okay, so these cases are similar in that way?
No, but as far as the Amber Alert, I mean, that was 30 days, too. I mean, like I said, the Amber Alert policy is kind of weird.
Yeah.
There's
okay,
a lot of,
but there's no Amber Alerts put on either one, but yet this case isn't drawing hardly any attention, really, in comparison to the Anthony case.
Well, almost no attention. I mean, the only people who would know about this case would be, people affected in maybe Memphis. That's where she's from.
Right.
Yeah.
What a shame. What a shame. Of course, then Aji Desir has drawn very little attention as well.
Yeah. Yes.
So there we have it. What a shame. We need to draw more attention to cases like this. More children would be found, and more adults would be found.
Especially when they're classified endangered missing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we can do something about that.
Yeah, and
the media can.
Well, we've done that before. We've looked even at many adult cases where there was lots of coverage, and then come to someone, I hate to say it, black, Hispanic origin, and very little coverage. Lucky if you ever heard of them.
True.
So.
Yep.
Well,
but
Brian,
everybody knows who Natalie Holloway is.
Well, yeah. Blonde hair, blue eyes.
Natalie McCann, Kaylee Anthony.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well.
Shame.
Well, we'll save that for another.
Yeah. That's a whole other show.
I'm trying to fix that.
A little bit. Now, Brian, you did a dream on this.
Yeah, what I was asking Susan in Skype if I can get an exact address of where she went missing, and need the grandmother's address too.
Well, you're speaking of the grandmother as in her mother?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the 2700 block of Hickory Bluff.
Okay.
As far as what I could understand. Right.
Let's see. I wanted to have that done before you asked me about this, but I'll just read you what I have so far, then I'll do a little research afterwards.
Okay.
Do you want it now? Is that what you want?
Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead.
Okay. There's 5 or 6 dream drawings. Unfortunately, I don't think that Lorraine, is that how you pronounce it, Lorraine?
Lauren. I believe it's Lauren, yeah.
I don't think she's alive. The first one is a drawing. It says PODS, P-O-D-S. I know what that is, so I'm not exactly sure where that's coming from, but PODS is, they're shipping containers. You can rent them.
Right.
They put them on trucks. Well, there's a drawing of where it says PODS. I have no idea what that means, but there's a drawing of one of those shipping containers. The next one says plastic bag overhead, tape under the sink, please have gloves. I believe that, I don't know if the bag over the head actually killed her, but it looks to me like it did. Some sort of tape, I've got it drawn there, I believe, of the sink, and actually where the tape is. It says, please have gloves. I think the police probably already found some items, and they probably did find the tape. Next one says, did not want, and I think it says CPS, which would mean Child Protective Services. Is that what they call it in Tennessee or not? It did not want CPS to find new abuse. Murder has hurt someone else. I think possibly maybe she injured her so badly that she would have to take her to the hospital, and then they would find out it was definitely abuse. That could be anything from a cigarette burn to a broken arm or whatever, something that would definitely need medical attention. I guess a cigarette burn wouldn't, but she wanted to prevent her own self from getting in trouble. The shipping container comes up again too. It says buy shipping container, wet ground. It looks like the same thing. Oh, those are done twice. It says shipping container, and it says wet ground. It looks to me like the same drawing of the first shipping container. I scanned that one twice, or came up twice. Next one says grandmother took her. You will find her not deep, and in the word shipping again. It's not deep does not necessarily mean that she's buried. Okay?
Right.
And that could mean something totally different. But to me, it looks like that the grandmother may know where she's at, and could be buried. I definitely think the police will definitely find her probably pretty soon. There is another dream drawing. And I guess I think I scanned one image twice. If I can find that, I'll read it to you. What I was trying to do is I'm going to look at this. I'm going to do a dream again tonight, and I'm going to mark those addresses to see if I can get a more specific location. I mean, more than likely, if it's a grandmother and a mother, usually they're not too smart when they go to bury a body, and I don't think it'll be too difficult. It could be even in their own backyard. Or a friend's backyard or something. I don't know. I don't know what you got, Gal, so.
Okay. Well, if you're done there, Brian, I'm going to go ahead and...
Not yet.
Okay, go ahead.
Just double checking to make sure I did.
Did you...
No, that was just in there twice.
Okay.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, I was scanning all this stuff in. So there's 5 dream drawings, and they are posted.
Okay.
Right there. And I'll do it again tonight, and if I can get you a location, I will.
Okay.
That's all I got.
You know what, the first thing I must say is I did get the death symbol on this case, unfortunately. I don't like it when I see that, and I did get that right away. I worked on this case the other day before I, read anything or had any knowledge because of knowing I had to do the show. And I actually wrote down some things and made some drawings too, Brian, which I don't always, but I couldn't figure out what I was seeing. So I actually made some drawings, which I will scan and have you post these. My first initial thing that I saw was a covering, like you're talking about, a bag. I didn't see the tape, but I kept seeing a bag, and then another bag over it, as if her body was folded and wrapped in something tightly.
Okay. Yeah, I did find that other dream drawing too. As soon as you're done, I'll go read it.
Okay. Which was rather odd to me because I kept seeing the body folded and wrapped. It wasn't laid out like you'd think.
Uh-huh.
It was actually folded and then put in something wrapped, whether whether it's a garbage bag, something, but wrapped tightly with plastic and tape, it felt like to me, from what I could see. I was having a hard time seeing it. I don't know why, but it looked like it was dark. It was dark wherever it was going on, where you couldn't see real well.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw something square, which I first thought was a dumpster, and I kind of, I just kind of a little bit freaked out when you said about the pod, because I saw something square like a dumpster, but it didn't have the dumpster hole, so I couldn't figure, it wasn't a dumpster, so I didn't know what it was, and I drew the square box.
Yeah, then they do have hookups. You know how dumpsters have where they, on the sides, you lift them up?
Yeah.
The pod containers have something very similar.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not totally sure on this, but I know that they can lift them up. Actually, they have trucks that come out and they use some sort of crane, but I think they can lift them up with, I can't believe we can't know the name.
Well, you see,
forklifts.
Yeah, how they have, at the sides, the dumpster where it's open. See, I looked all around, I couldn't see it. It just was a square. So I drew the square, and to me it almost reminded me of a shed or something, because there was, it seemed like there was a door, but there was no, like, opening like a, that's what, when you said that, I was like, okay, wait a minute, maybe it is a pod, because I kept drawing that square over and over and looking at it and thinking, what is this? I don't know what it is.
And I'm pretty sure that's what it is. And I know the word pods is written all over that thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I did see it in the dream, though.
Yeah, and see, I didn't see that. I didn't see that. All I kept seeing was the square, and I couldn't figure out what it was. But what bothers me, though, Brian, about this is there's other stuff in there, not just her. Or there's other stuff around where she is, or where she was first placed.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as if maybe is being used. And then put into something like a chest or a small, something. I feel like it originally was put into something and then moved. Now this moved before this all came about, out in the news that she was missing. So I don't know how all this is going to fit together.
You said, Susan, you said 7 days. She said she was missing.
The mom didn't report her for 8 days. She went missing September 7th.
Wow.
Okay, well, where did they get the 8 days from? I mean, did somebody actually see the kid 8 days ago? Is that what they're saying? Or
that was the last sighting.
Okay, so that probably is the day that she was probably murdered then. I think that the mom would probably use the farthest out she could go without the... So, trying to figure out.
But I do think that police will find her in this case.
Yeah.
Because I have the world's worst drawing, but I also drew a dog, or a German Shepherd kind of dog, finding it, and it looked to me like how you'd have a parking lot kind of by a store, like by an old store. I don't know if anyone's familiar with Big Lots.
Yep.
Okay.
I am.
And you know how sometimes it can be in kind of a little cruddy area, and there'll be a back area, and maybe there's something sitting there. But I kept seeing like a post light with kind of battered concrete around it. You know what I'm talking about? It's like it'd been backed into, and it'd been there for years, was old, and I saw rust. And it's like the post coming up out of the concrete where there's a light. I could see that from across the area of the parking lot where I felt like that Lauren Dickens might be.
Susan, you said that she said that she told the boyfriend about it. She couldn't.
Yeah, she told the baby's daddy that she couldn't take care of the baby anymore. And supposedly the baby's daddy is the one that told her to give her to an unknown white female.
Okay, so she's pointing the blame toward him already. And there's something definitely wrong then in this case.
Right.
Because if she didn't make that phone call, I mean, that's all fabricated, that something seriously did happen.
Oh, yeah.
Because they would know. They'd know without a doubt if she called. The police would know if she made the call or not.
There's no record of that phone call.
Right. So I'm wondering if she's already is trying to establish she's already working some type of plan, something to get away with.
Brian, the problem is she's already contradicted herself so many times. Sound familiar?
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's going to lead to her to have some problems here because she's already contradicted herself. And you saw what the police put out. They're looking for the remains. Now the police are already saying they know this.
So then they've already found something then.
Right. And I read where they picked up 108 items and took it in. That's a lot of items.
Yeah, they took the baby's car seat, they took toys, they took the high chair.
But I do think that she'll be found. Now, Brian, you said you found something else?
Yeah, it's just, I told you there's one more dream drawing. And what this one says, it says behind house with white shed, not at apartment building. I know you said apartment building too before.
Right.
So if does the grandmother live in an apartment?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll try tonight.
I saw broken glass.
Okay.
In a parking lot. Like, you know, I mean, this is the area right there by where it's at. Possibly a store or something like that. But I saw, like I said, I kept drawing that square and I still don't know what it is. So, you're saying pods. It's extremely possible, Brian, because I just kept drawing that square, but I also kept drawing the dogs around it. And there's some grass growing up by the street light. You know what I mean? It's an untaken care of parking lot. I don't mean it's a nice parking lot. Maybe the store is not even open anymore. I don't know. But I could see the light reflecting off of this white, whatever this thing is that's white, I could see the light reflecting off of it.
Okay. And I do think the pods containers, I think they're white. I guess I could just Google that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
but like I said,
yeah,
I know what the pod containers are, so that might be something that I would just maybe a thought in the dream. Unfortunately, I don't remember any of this. But tonight I'll try my best to remember as much as I can when I wake up and make some more.
I don't feel that we're going to go a distance of any more than a mile and a half here. Do you, Brian?
Yeah, I think that she's definitely close.
Yeah.
You know, probably, like I said, it's probably been, like you said, it's probably been looked at once before.
Right. So.
Probably pretty obvious what happened.
Yeah, and I believe they will find where she is. This is not one of those cases where I think she's just going to be lost forever. This child's remains will turn up.
Yeah. Okay. I'm looking. The pods containers are white. On the sides, the letter PODS is written in white letters with a red background. You cannot miss it.
Okay.
Sometimes the doors, it looks like to me the doors are blue. They are 12 by 8 by 8.
See, I never saw any, I didn't see any,
okay.
I saw a door, it looked like I said, it looked like a shed to me.
It's above.
It looked like a shed or something, but I didn't see the roof, so I couldn't figure it out. I didn't know exactly what it was.
The roof itself actually looks like it's a shipping container with like a little roof on. I guess I don't know if you'd call it a roof, and it's got a little overhang on the top.
Okay.
And I believe that is a way that they use to stack them.
Right.
And connect them together.
I'm gonna have to take a look at one of those because I haven't seen one.
Pods is not written on the whole. It's not written on all the sides. You could be looking at another side.
Okay, because I didn't see it on the particular side I was looking at. Like I said, I was so confused sitting there trying to figure out what this white thing was.
Yeah, well, I don't think I did either. What I'm saying is I didn't write it on the side. I just wrote it above it, like I knew what it was in the dream.
Okay.
I didn't. I mean, I drew the container itself, but I didn't write. I mean, pods is like almost as. I mean, it's written huge.
Yeah, I drew the square 2 or 3 times here on my. Well, 3 times on my paper, trying to figure out what it was. Just kept looking at it. And the type door I saw wasn't really consistent with a shed, but it was somewhat shed-like. So I was really confused. I wrote on the paper, very confused as to what this square is.
And I'm looking just to see if they have these things in Tennessee. I think they're national, though.
Oh, pods are everywhere.
Okay. Yep, they sure are. And we can even look up, there's an address here in Memphis, I believe.
Now, I'm just wondering because I saw like a car hauler not too far away either. And it was kind of rusty, or maybe it would look like a car hauler to me, maybe it wasn't, but it had rust on it, like parked not too far from a store either. And I'm just looking at pieces that are references as to location.
Okay, I have the Pods Memphis website right here. You know what's sad in this case, in a lot of these cases, is that probably that if somebody would have intervened or taken that kid away, then I'm sure the mother was probably going through some problems or whatever. It only takes a couple seconds to do something you'll regret the rest of your life.
Right.
If somebody would have maybe helped out or stepped in or prevented that maybe 10 seconds, that whatever happened, it
What
probably
makes
wouldn't
you
be more
wonder,
than that.
did the grandmother know there was a problem?
Well, and it always goes back to probably personal relationships.
Right.
And it always does. It's really sad. I mean, we do have programs out there, but a lot of people don't know how to use them, or they don't want to use them. I mean, I don't know in this case, but I'm telling you, it's like 10 seconds, and that's all it takes. And it probably never would have happened if somebody would have been there to help her. And it doesn't seem like it was. I'm not sticking up for her either.
No. But even if she could have called
Shelby
someone.
Drive, Memphis, Tennessee. There's two locations. One on Shelby Drive, and there's no one on Meltec Boulevard, both in Memphis.
You know, the shame of it is you can call someone. If you're having problems and you're struggling, and I want that to be known to anyone who is having problems. There are places you can call.
Yeah.
To get help.
Kids, sometimes I really want to, I don't want to hurt them, but I know when, like, they break something really, expensive and everything, you can't,
Oh, yeah.
you just walk away for a while.
I raised 4 kids. I know sometimes you just, it's like, wow,
We don't have anything in our house anymore, Gail. Anything that we have that's worth anything is destroyed, and you get used to it.
Yeah. Well, I had 4 kids, Brian. I know. I had 4 kids, and it seemed like I swear I never had anything worth anything, because if I did, it would lasted 5 minutes, and then it was wrecked.
I mean, 10 months old, that's easy to adopt out or have somebody watch for you, or it's just too easy to get help.
Well, to seek help, if you're having issues and stress in your life like that, there are so many services that can help you in those situations. And so anyone that's listening, realize that that there are places to go. There are authorities to call. They don't take you in for this. They offer you help and solutions. They work with you. And hopefully this won't happen again, but unfortunately I'm afraid it will with someone else. And this is the sad part of what's going on in our country. It seems to be, as we work cases, we've seemed to see a flood of this kind of situation anymore.
Yeah, that's true. And like I said, it's only a few seconds, of you doing something wrong that changes everything. Mm-hmm. And this is probably just anger. He's probably frustrated. Something probably happened. 10-month-old, baby's, crying, and at that point in time, 10 months old is when they start to walk. Maybe it could have just been an accident. She couldn't deal with it, but not according to the dream. But I'm just saying, maybe an accident and something happened, and instead of just telling the police what happened,
right?
Didn't think the police believe her, and so just called the grandmother, and they went and disposed of the body. But at this point, it's kind of too late for that.
She does have another child.
Yeah, well, no. She shouldn't anymore.
Yeah, she has a, what is it, Susan?
Right, but the kid's not
a son.
Okay.
Yes.
And he's 3.
Yes.
Have he ever been abused? Do we know?
I don't know if I read anything about that, Susan. Do you?
Probably not.
No.
So,
it's a shame.
Yeah, it is.
It's come to that. I really feel bad. The one thing I will say, if for any reason they don't find Lauren, I will, on my own dime, go to the area and see if I can do anything.
Okay, and how far away is that from you?
I haven't checked Memphis, but probably maybe 7 hours.
Okay, so it's farther away than you went for Venus.
6, yeah, but it's not that bad.
Okay.
But I'm willing to go there, because this area is very, I feel like it's very clear area. Once I get there, I think I wouldn't have any trouble feeling where it was at.
Okay, I'm just putting it. I'm putting a Hickory Bluff.
2700 block, Hickory Bluff. Matter of fact, I had. Did you see the map I put up there earlier?
No, yeah, I had to shut it down because that was causing the echo.
Okay, let me put.
You talked about your broadcast.
Right there, Brian. If you can see this map that I have up there, and I don't know.
I can't see it.
I mean, later when you look at it.
Okay.
And you'll see the 2700 block of West Hickory Bluff, Memphis, Tennessee, is where they're saying the grandmother was, and she left to go to this Yale, Memphis, 4992 Yale, Memphis, Tennessee.
Okay. Now, the apartments, are they connected together? Is this like? Because right now I'm looking at.
Both
look like.
Yeah, it looked like to me both complex. I mean, there's 2 different complexes, but they look connected.
Okay, I'm looking at the wrong thing then.
But what fascinated me was the parking lots. I need to blow a map up. I can't do it right now because I
opened
Google
Earth. 4900?
4992 Yale.
Yale?
Yeah, Yale.
Drive?
Just Yale, it said.
Hickory Bluff?
And the other one is 2700 Hickory Bluff. There's 2 addresses.
Okay, so 4902 Yale, Memphis, Tennessee.
4992 Yale.
Oh, sorry. Okay, 4993.
Yeah, you might want to get that right. 4992.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Yale.
Yeah.
And the other is a 2700 block of West Hickory Bluff. And now, on the way I understood it, now Susan, correct me if I'm wrong, the grandmother was at the Hickory Bluff?
Yes.
And the daughter had, in other words, Shakira had lived there before and was moving, or kind of in the middle of moving into that, and they said they saw just a baby crib there at the 4992 Yale.
But they took several items out of the apartment. Baby's toys, the high chair.
See, I think they might have done that at the mom's. I think it's a little confusing. The way the article's read, it was a little confusing.
No, that was out of the mother's apartment.
Okay. Wow. Well, they did. I know 108 items. That's a lot of items. So.
Absolutely.
So, they're onto something. It's a matter of locating. I can't pull up Google Earth when I'm doing this, when I'm recording a show, because it crashes my computer. But after this, I'm going to go ahead and pull up Google Earth and look at some maps and see, and also that'll be posted on psychicnetwork.tv as well. And I think, Brian, you're going to be putting that on your site, and as well as putting that up.
Yeah, I haven't figured out how we're going to put it on Psychic Network, but I guess I will.
Well, we'll get it all figured out, yeah. We have to get a site going yet. Still working on that site, but it'll be up on my site as well, psychicgale.com, and which is Psychic Gale, Gale, just so everyone has that.
Okay, 4992 Yale Road, is that grandmother's?
That's where she moved to. That's where the mom moved to, Shakira.
Okay, move to here.
Right. And I can forward you that map too if you want. But
okay, so, and then left from that address again one more time.
From the 2700 block of West Hickory Bluff.
Thank you. I'm putting it all in the case file.
Right.
More than likely, I wouldn't take a body to where you're going to move to.
I'm feeling more towards the Hickory Bluff area in a way. But I haven't pulled out the map yet. I'm gonna open the map, and I want to look and see if there's anything I can find that looks similar to what I was talking about. I mean, obviously,
well, there is definitely a shed at the other one, but I don't.
Okay.
I mean, there's sheds all over the place. I don't really know.
I'm interested in that parking lot that I saw.
2700 West Hickory Bluff takes me in the middle of the freeway.
Right, but it's the apartments, I believe, over to the left when you look at it. See that big...
Okay, so when you say apartments, do you mean duplexes?
Yeah.
Or fourplexes that are connected to get townhouses?
Yeah, that's what it looked like to me.
So we don't know which one?
No. All it said was the 2700 block.
Okay.
So, from there, I'm assuming... like I said, I'm looking at parking lots.
Okay.
And if I was there, it'd be a lot easier, too, to know the feelings that go with it. But I'm going to look at the maps, and we'll get that posted as well. Susan, do you have any more?
No, I don't.
Brian, do you have any more?
No, but I'd like to bring up Archie, if you don't mind.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Archie DeSeer, he went missing over a year ago from Immokalee, Florida. Gail's been down there to help search for him. And sadly enough, I mean, I'm glad Gail went down there, but sadly enough, Gail going down there is the only news article that comes up now.
They wouldn't even.
This is important.
We got. I hate to interrupt you, Brian, but it just really upset me.
Yeah.
We got lip service. We were told that one they had searched the
you
area.
Look at that. Doesn't matter what you do.
Yeah, but this seems real familiar. Yeah, we had searched that area before with dogs. Remember the Kaylee Anthony case? Yeah, we had searched that area, and I said, no, I'm telling you,
I'm going to go to court for that, too, don't you?
yeah, I got a subpoena. I'm loving it. But anyways, what bothers me, Brian, I'm almost positive Aji is back where he said.
Yeah, I think I agree with you on that. But
damn it, sorry my language. Damn it, I'm going back.
And we got two cases. The kids are the same age. Same endangered thing. Both from Florida, not too far apart. Went missing. One went missing in February. One went missing in January. Everything else is about the same. The only difference was the skin color.
Yeah.
One gets national coverage and another one gets nothing, basically. We've had all that posted. We do run the website. Deborah runs the website findaji.com if anybody's interested in looking at that. It's FINDADJI.com.
Right.
I want to put that out. That's what I got.
And it's a shame, but I am going back. Mating season, they're pretty dormant in December, so I may try to go back.
You might want to say what mating season for what?
Oh, gators.
Yeah. Okay.
Gators. Mating season for the gators, and we were there. The last time I was there searching for Aji, it was mating season, and they were very aggressive, and it was very dangerous back in the area we were in there, because it's right on the Everglades area, and it was very, very dangerous. I think we brought back showed you some pictures.
We got those posted too.
They were crawling. If we could have just got pictures of all of it, everybody would have had the daylight scared out of them, because they were just everywhere. There was this little freshwater, I want to call it a creek, which led to another body of water, and they were just laying in there and coming up out of it onto the little dirt path that we were walking on. Brian, was not for the faint at heart, okay?
Yeah.
It really wasn't. And you think of now these children in this little complex area were crossing and going into there getting oranges and bananas all the time.
Mm-hmm.
In order to cross this, now let me tell you, you had to lay a board across and cross this creek filled with gators.
Right. But the fact is that even if an alligator did take him, even if it did, from what I know, what I've been told, there'll be some type of trace. Not too many people go missing, even children, from alligators. There would be something. So that tells me that the area wasn't searched.
Right.
They'll regurgitate something. There'll be some type of clothing. There'll be some trace left behind.
We tried, but with it being mating season, it was so dangerous back here. The boar were phenomenal, and the snakes, as well as the gators. And I would like to go back in December when they're possibly a little more dormant and go back in there. And there's an area that we couldn't get to, and I'd like to see if I could get back there and check that out. And like I said, I did really feel like I got lip service. And it wasn't checked like it was supposed to have been checked.
Right. No, I think what I think happened, like I said, I think he just wandered off. I think he followed a dog. And if you check the weather conditions for Florida, I mean, it dropped to, I believe, below freezing. That one, it was a very odd weather for Florida. From that time, it was kind of odd.
Yeah.
I think he just probably suffered hypothermia, and probably took shelter somewhere. Didn't make it through the night. Now, if an alligator was involved, now they do eat items that are dead. I know it sounds kind of harsh, but correct?
Well,
don't they?
They more or less like their food to be alive and moving when they get it.
But they don't think they eat. There's not too many alligator attacks, though, are there?
You know, I guess, Brian,
You live in Florida?
I'm thinking if I was down there, and Galena was down there, and if we'd have hung out, we'd have been attacked. Okay? I mean, if we'd have just stayed in one spot, hung out, what if he bent down over the water and was looking in the water?
Well, what I'm saying, I mean, that could happen, but there's going to be something left.
Yeah.
He was wearing clothes. He's wearing. There's going to be something. There's going to be a bone. There's going to be
shoe,
something.
bone, something.
I don't think it
but
was
the water was so thick with lily, like lily pads out there.
Same thing with Neely Anthony. They didn't search because the water was too high. Well, the water does go down once in a while.
Yeah.
It's got to.
Now the gators just move into the deeper area over there. There was a deeper area over there to move into. Galena actually...
Well, I'm saying if he is deceased, there's some evidence there.
I would think, but I don't think he was there. I think he may have been further down, what I call the bore area, further down. There are some things that we never were able to check out because of the dangers. And I'd like to go back when at least the gators are a little more dormant, December maybe, and check out this other area.
I do know that I believe it's Color County Sheriff's Office. I do know that they put a lot of time and effort to it. There's not too many people that work there.
Right.
So I mean,
well,
maybe they have enough resources, but.
And if you talk to Galena, and I know Tamara was out there with me, and when you go back in this area, you got this little farm kind of community here, and you go back in this area behind this fence, and all of a sudden it's like the land time forgot.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, it's instantaneous. There's not it's just, you'd have to see it to believe it.
Yeah.
So I think if a child got back there and got lost off on his own, he'd have a heck of a time finding his way back.
Yeah. The website's Find Aji, or you can just Google Aji Desir. We're #1. So.
Well, thank you, Brian, for bringing that up again,
Yep.
and I hope I get a chance to go back this year yet. Susan, thank you for being on. I appreciate it. As usual, your information is something that we need for every show, and you're always good as far as having all the information when we need it. Brian, thank you for doing your dreams.
You're welcome. And I'll try something tonight, and if I get it, I'll post it.
Okay, man. I will scan that stuff that I have as soon as I can and get that over to you so we can get that up. I want to thank everyone for being out here tonight. We were late with our show as usual, technical problems. I'm just getting back into doing all these things and had some new programs to work with. So thank you, everyone, and you guys have a good night.